We have already seen HTML elements. What HTML element is? Every HTML tag is called as a HTML element here, and we know that we have already seen an element consists of a start tag, content, and a end tag. Okay. So now here we are going to see more about HTML elements. So this P is paragraph, is again a paragraph tag, is a HTML element. So we in this example we have so many HTML elements, like you have H1, H2, P, everything is a element here. Body, HTML itself is a HTML element. So if you run this, you have this. If you display this on a web browser, you will see this page. This is the result of that thing. So now what are different types of elements? So you have the first one is void element. Void element is an unpaired tag. So which are the two unpaired tags that we have already seen? Break. BR is one tag which is an unpaired tag which doesn't have an end tag, and then HR. HR is another horizontal rule. So to draw a horizontal line, HR is another unpaired tag. So these two are called as void element. So BR and HR are the two void elements, and the rest are all called as nested HTML elements. So here we see that one element is within the other. So you have HTML is the outer nested அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம், ஒன்றுக்குள்ளே ஒன்று இருக்கிறதுன்னு அர்த்தம். ஸோ HTML is the outermost tag. அதுக்குள்ளே you have head அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு செக்ஷன் இருக்குது, அதுக்கப்புறம் body அப்படின்ற ஒரு செக்ஷன் இருக்குது. ஸோ you have two sections, and within head you have another thing called title, and you will also have a tag called script. I told you about bringing in programming into HTML to make it into a dynamic page. So on the script, JavaScript, VB script, அதெல்லாம் நாம் ஏற்கனவே I told you in the first video. So to define a script, you will have to define it here. Okay, script அப்படின்ற ஒரு tag உள்ள you will have to give the coding. Okay, so that you will not see this semester, you will see it later on in the course, in your course of study. Okay, then body kulla this is where you give the full content of your web page. So H1 is a tag, H2 is another tag, P is another. So these are all nested inside your body, and the body itself is nested within HTML. So mostly every tag is now defined as a nested tag. So this nested HTML elements are which HTML can be nested, which means an element can contain another element. So that is all. So that is, nesting is called one within the other. Okay, so now nested elements can now be you have two different types of HTML elements. One, mostly all HTML elements can be divided into two types. One is block level elements, and the other one is inline elements. So what do you mean by block level elements? So for the default display and styling purpose, so we divide the HTML elements into two categories. One is block level element, and the other one is inline element. So what do you mean by a block level element? So these are the elements which structure main part of the web page by dividing a page into coherent blocks. Now you can divide the web page. So if you look at this, this web page is now in the middle you have three different parts. Okay, so in this part you have the there is a block here. So and then it has got a different background color, and you have all links defined in this block. Now in the middle you have the text for this HTML. Some text is given here, and then some list. This is again some unordered list is given here, and then some paragraphs are all given here, some heading is given here, and then you have a horizontal rule. So this in the middle you have some text defined, and then here you see some advertisement which has been displayed here. So this is you have, this is called as dividing it into different, dividing the page. You cannot have everything in the same ஒரு பேஜை வந்து இந்த இடத்துல say if you look at our college website, you will see that on top the college logo is there, it's an image, and then you see the college name is defined, is displayed there, and then you have a menu there, and then you have a text. So that you have for certain things, you'll have to now divide your web page into different parts, and then say I'm going to place image here, I'm going to place my text here, I'm going to place all my hyperlinks here, like that. So you'll have to divide. So this is called as dividing a page into coherent blocks. Coherent means all common things. So all text you put it in one place, all links you put it in one place, like that. Coherent na ஒண்ணுக்கொண்ணு சம்பந்தம் இருக்கிறது, that is called as coherent. So by dividing a page into coherent blocks. So a block level element always start with new line and takes the full width of web page. So here this is one block. So this will take full width of your web page from left to right. And these elements can contain block level as well as inline elements. So if you look at the block level elements, address, article, aside, block quote, canvas, dd, div. So mostly dl, dt, descriptive list and all this. So idhula vandu mostly we will be seeing the div tag. Div tag is the one which we will be using mostly here. See, address அப்படினா கொடுக்கும்போது address tag அப்படினா address வந்து you want to give it in different lines. Okay, you want to highlight the address, give some background color for the address, and then you want all the address, street name, your apartment name, street name, and then your area, and then you pay pin code, the city pin code and the state. So you want this to be given in different lines and ellame all together in one place. Okay, and then you may want to give some background color so that it is catchy on your website, so that whenever any person looks into your web page, he can very easily, the background color that you have given will attract them to see the the address. So so that is one. And div, now you want, so if you look at here, all these elements are described in later chapters. idella verum text, but idhula vandu இந்த idhula ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு icon define ஆயிருக்கு, அதுக்கப்புறம் there is a text. So this particular thing is called as a div. You can have a division here, and then வெறும் paragraph-ஆ கொடுக்காம paragraph நடுவுல ஒரு particular paragraph-ல you want to give a different, you want to have some text in different color, and with different background color. So then you give a div tag there. Okay, and then you want HR. HR is header tag, which we will see later. H1 to H6. So again heading tags, and then the OL is ordered list. So all these things we will be seeing, most of these things we will be seeing in the later video. So these are all called as block level element. So here if you look at the example for block level element, see HTML, and then within that body tag. So in body tag you will see a div tag is defined. So this is what is called as a div. I have here, there are two divisions, two div tags defined here, and each the div tag has got its own, you can give the color, background color. See, look at this, style is the attribute defined here. So div ku vandu style equal to என்ன attribute inga background hyphen color. இது அப்படியே தான் நீங்க கொடுக்கணும். இப்போ background colorனா background hyphen color, அது அப்படியே தான் கொடுக்கணும், அதை நீங்க மாற்றக்கூடாது. So colon light blue. So and then this is my first div. So this is the content and this is the style for that particular division, background color. So if you look at the output, this is the first div. I can even run it and show you. So if you run this, you will see that on top you see the first division. So whatever, இப்போ இங்க வந்து this is first div ன்னு இருக்கு. So you can give some more, you can define some more text here, and then if you run, you will see that whatever you type here, it will appear within that particular, so in that particular div. and then you will see that the second div has got a light green color, and the third one is not a div, it's a paragraph, but a paragraph which has got a background color, so which also looks like a div, but the difference is there is a space between the divisions and your paragraph. ஸோ இதையே வந்து நீங்கள் டிவ்வுக்கு பதிலாக இங்கே பேராகிராஃப் நீங்கள் கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா சரி என்ன ஆகும்னு பாருங்கள். If you look at this, if you say P here, automatically you will see that there is a gap in between, but I don't want to give gap in between. I want to define them together, which means then I cannot give a paragraph, then I'll have to give only a div here. அப்போதான் என்ன ஆகும், இந்த அப்போதான் the space இல்லாமல் வரும். So it all depends on இப்படி தான் கொடுக்கணுங்கிறது இல்லை. So if you want these two things together, then you should use a div tag. If you want some space in between, then you will have to use a paragraph tag. So you should know what tag to use, and it all depends on your requirement. உனக்கு எப்படி வேணுமோ அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி you will have to give. But anyways, these are all called as the block. This is one block, this is another block, this is another block. Okay, a paragraph is a block by itself. So these are all called as block level elements. Now inline elements is, now within a particular paragraph you want to highlight a particular text alone, so then it becomes within, that is called as inline. Inline means within a particular paragraph, அந்த paragraph குள்ள ஒரு particular word மாத்திரம் I want to display a subscript as a subscript, or I want to display it as a superscript, or I want to display that alone as emphasized, or that alone in bold, or that like that. So that alone I want to display it in bigger font. So normally for the full paragraph, if you want to display it in bigger font, you will have to define it as a style. Define style and font size பெருசா கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த paragraphல இருக்கிற text வந்து பெருசா வரும். பட் இது வந்து different, paragraph normal size, but அதில் ஏதோ ஒரு particular word மாத்திரம் எனக்கு பெருசா display ஆகணும். So அப்போ then you use what is called as inline element. So these are some of the inline elements. So you have big, you have break, break, nadula you are breaking it, so break, and then you have DFN, emphasized, I is italics, you have image, and then input label, text area. So all these things, strong, subscript, superscript, small, okay, span. So idhula vandu we will be using mostly these span, bold, anchor, BR, break, and then strong, emphasized, italics, image. These are all text area, subscript, superscript, these are all input. So these are all some of the tags that we will be using in the course of time. Okay, we will see each one of them in the due course. So these are some of the inline. So the difference between block elements and inline elements, block element is ஒரு block if you want to define, and the full block you want to define a particular style and all that is block. And the block kulla you can define a span, you can define a inline element. Okay, and the block kulla you can define, let's say you want to define say particular let's go to this example. Okay, here in this example I want to display this first alone in bold, so then I can give this, I can give first matram ipdi kudukalam. This is, see, B is a, to run this you will see that first and the block kulla and the first ங்கிறது matram bold display. So B happens, this இது fullave ஒரு block, but adula and so andana this div is actually a, whatever you give, whatever style you define, that is for the full block. So let me give a break here. So let me say BR, and then I will say, let me say another line of text. Let me see what happens. See, I have given a break. So break is another inline. It's an inline element. Okay. So inline element. அந்த இடத்துல break வந்துட்டு அடுத்த லைனுக்கு another line of text. அது அடுத்த லைன்ல டிஸ்ப்ளே ஆகுது. பட் ஆனால் அந்த லைனுமே it belongs to that particular block. ஸோ அதனால அதனுடைய பேக்ரவுண்டும் லைட் ப்ளூலேயே இருக்கு. So a block is a div is a block level. So whatever style you define for that particular div, that for the full block the same style will be applied. Whereas inline is within that block, if you want a style or something for say you want to display it in bold or italics or emphasize strong, whatever it is, for a particular text, a line of text or a particular word within that block, then it is called as inline element. Okay. So these are all some of the inline elements which we will be seeing later.